Deanna, what is wrong with your house? You said your windows are
Okay,
weird.
so for those who don't understand, I got excited. I was like, and then I realized all my windows were out of place. Like I have like mini,
Oh,
so we're good now.
Yeah,
We're good. We're
I
good.
thought
that
you
was
meant like your windows, like what we see, the light coming through. Like I was
uh,
like, well, there's.
No, like my windows on my screen.
yeah, that was the most zoomiest quarantine COVID-19 comment ever.
Mhm.
Oh wait,
There's
my
been a couple
windows.
times we've started a show and I've had Zoom completely covered. I had no idea we were going. So,
All right, here we go, guys. Hi.
oh, Deanna's bossing us around here on
Oh,
this Thursday.
now Deanna's ready
Now
to start the
Deanna's
show.
ready. Okay, yes.
I can't
Well,
stand it.
the weather is sunny and hot, and if you like that, you're gonna love really the next 2 months. But temperatures are warmer than they were yesterday by a couple degrees. We hit 89 yesterday. We're already up to 88. I think we'll sneak into up. We've just hit 89 degrees officially at O'Hare. The dew points have dropped from the morning hours, so our dew point is about 61 right now, which means that it feels just about what it is temperature-wise. Not too bad. I think we'll get to 90, a little bit cooler near the lakefront, not too muggy. Tomorrow continues that trend of not being too muggy, so if you got the day off, you're going to do a little early barbecue, and I don't know what you're doing, but enjoy it safely. For your 4th of July, we start to get that humidity back in the late afternoon hours, and then it gets toasty. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be turning up that heat. We're up turning up that humidity. Can you tell I'm excited for the show? We're going to be in the mid 90s next week. We're going to bring back the chance of storms, and the humidity makes it feel like it's over 100. And look at some of those low temperatures, by the way. When you start getting lows in the 70s to even the upper 70s, that's when we actually need to start talking about safety and checking on our neighbors and that sort of stuff. But more on that next week. What'd you just drop, Felicia?
My cellular device.
John, you're
Yeah.
being so petty right now. You're just upset that you haven't gotten an invitation to a barbecue.
That is true. They've been noticeably absent. Either they're all being safe for COVID or they're just like, what a great year not to invite John.
Okay, guys, let's keep it going. There is actually some information I need to let you know about before
Yeah.
we get to our guests. We want to report that legendary broadcaster Hugh Downs has died. His family says he passed away peacefully in his Scottsdale home yesterday. Downs is best known for his 2 decades of work on 2020 and as host of the Today Show in the 60s. He also hosted the hit TV game show Concentration and was the announcer for The Tonight Show starring Jack Parr. Downs was 99 years old. Altogether, he spent 60 years in this entertainment career, in this business. And our hats always go off to people who have long careers like that.
And he spent time here in Chicago. He worked for NBC for a little bit, and that's kind of where he made his mark and really kind of grew from there. Before Regis Philbin beat him, he had the record for the most hours in TV. And I know Hugh Downs. I don't know Hugh Downs, sorry, but he had a good sense of humor, and I saw someone make the joke that, of course, Hugh Downs, host of 2020, passes away in 2020. It's a very 2020 thing to have happened. Unfortunately.
Yeah, 99 years though. That's a long
Amen.
life.
Yeah, that's a long life. All righty. Let's bring in Dr. Stacy Lott from Clarity Through Charity. The clinic will cover the cost of $35,000 worth of mental health services through the end of the year. Great work here, Dr. Stacy Lott. Can you hear us?
I can.
Thank you so much for joining us. And first, I kind of want to kick off. Where did this come from?
So we were as a leadership group, and Dr. Prasad and we were all just meeting and really talking about the need in the community and how could we give back. And even though we know we can't help everybody, we just want to help as many people as possible. And so what we decided to do is come up with a way that we could at least attempt to do our part in giving back to the community. And we just started talking about the best way to do that from a mental health professional perspective. And that was to give back mental health services directly. So we started bringing it together and kind of come up with some ideas of the best way to do that. And decided that the best way to do that was to give the services to the people in need and the people that were unable to receive the services due to economic difficulties, and also just inability to get into some of these other services that might have waiting lists that might actually be able to provide services based on state funding or federal funding, and just decided that this was the way to go.
How do you determine who is able, like, do people want to apply for it? Do you want them reaching out to you, or do you guys have a list of people that you want to reach out to them yourselves?
So we have a link on our website that people can go to, and there's a clinical screening and a financial screening, just because we want to make sure that we're reaching the people that are truly in need. And if they apply and it's a more chronic issue, we'll still help make sure that we place them with the right services. Our main goal is to help as many people as possible complete the screening and get those people in to see our therapist. But our real goal is to engage other private practices and organizations to get on board with this and start actually volunteering their own staff, their own time, so that we continue to reach as many people in the community as possible. So we're kind of challenging these other organizations.
Yeah, I consider myself a mental health advocate just because I've gotten help and it has helped me so much and really, really changed my life. What would you say to that person at home that has never sought any professional help and never seen anybody that could help them?
Well, I think the main thing is that the educational piece of this is really more about taking a chance to learn more about yourself and how to cope more effectively. I mean, it's actually a very easing process because we want to make sure that we're reducing the anxiety in the people that are coming through. So I would just say, give us a call, give it a chance, attempt to allow someone to help you. You can go on our website and actually look at, who our service providers are, just to kind of get an understanding of their specialties, and you can request a specific therapist to help, ease the anxiety that could come from this. They can call us directly. And I think whenever you start talking to people and you're able to provide resources to them, at least gets them to a point where just take the first step, just go through the screening process, and then go from there. Just take the first step.
How important is it, doctor, to understand that you don't have to, I don't want to say, reach rock bottom to seek help, but you can feel fine, you can live a normal life. You just need someone to talk to, someone that will listen to you. But I think it's interesting to know and have that in the forefront, where it's like you don't have to be like the worst case scenario.
Yeah, I mean, right now, everybody is really going through quite a lot. I mean, it's overwhelming out there with COVID, with just economic issues, with the social injustices. I mean, there's so much going on right now that the most healthy people, the ones with the most resiliency, still need help. They still need someone to talk to, and someone that's going to talk with them from an unbiased perspective, that's just objectively here to help that person specifically learn how to cope in a way that's going to help them be more effective in their life. So I think it's not even just in this moment, but in general, the most healthy people typically need someone to talk to. And sometimes talking to your friends, they can really, what we call, co-sign you and allow you to kind of go in the wrong direction, in a negative direction, not intentionally, but it just happens. So, everybody needs help. And
Yeah,
I think
that's me and John's relationship.
Yes. I co-sign whatever Felicia.
Yeah. But that's such a good point, doctor, just because not everybody, your friends and your family, they're not necessarily equipped to help you like that. I mean, I think a lot of friends and family are supportive, but they're also not trained in this field.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone has, well, I don't say everyone, the majority of people have good intentions and they just want to help you, and they're doing their best based on what they know. But sometimes they don't necessarily know your innermost, thoughts and feelings, and they might even not know the questions to ask to get there. So yeah, it's really important to work on helping yourself get treaters in your life.
Okay, so I got to admit something. So I have no stigma against people seeking mental health therapy, whatever it is. I think it's amazing. I think more people should do it. But I'm one of those people that says that and then still has never gone and seen a therapist. And as Deanna, Felicia, and anyone who's working on this show right now, but can't talk right now, could probably attest to, I have some anxiety issues, and can be an intense person sometimes, and maybe I am harboring some stuff that I need to talk to someone about. It's even been suggested to me by some producers. So I guess what I'm asking is, why haven't I gone? I imagine the psychologist could break that down for me. And really, what is the first step? Who do I call? Do I need to talk to insurance first? Do I just start Googling names? I don't know where to begin.
Good question.
So you can start in many different places. You can Google, but you can also, if you have insurance, you can call your insurance companies directly and they can give you referrals. I mean, obviously, if you call places like Clarity Clinic or some of these other organizations that have a larger range of ability to help you, we can actually help you. We'll check your insurance. Everybody will do that piece to that, but that's less, I guess, important than it is to just make the decision that you want to put that little bit of extra effort into it. So John, when you're talking about not actually doing it, this is an awesome time to do that. One, because, I think we're all aware that we are at that level, that even if we have low-grade anxiety all the time, we're aware that this has definitely taken us to that next level. And with telehealth, you don't have to go in, you don't have to go through that extra step in that process. You can literally just get on your computer and, get online with somebody. So it makes it a little bit easier. But I think a lot of people don't do it because, it makes us feel as if there's something wrong with us if we can't do it on our own. I mean, it's okay for everybody else to ask for help, but I'm supposed to be able to handle this.
Well,
And you're not going to. Not everybody can at all times. It's just helpful to have that support.
Well, I think it's also, I don't have like a definable thing that I'm like has a name. I'm sure it does have a name professionally, but I'm not like, oh, I don't feel depressed. I feel genuinely happy. Yes, but like there's not like some tangible, like I'm coming to like when you go to a doctor's office because you have a pain somewhere, you're like, oh, it hurts here, so I'm showing up.
Yeah, that's to Deanna's point. Like, you don't have to have a full emergency. For me, it's just giving me the tools to help lead a better life.
Yeah.
Well, and you did actually say what you have. You gave a name to it, and it's the name, anxiety.
Right.
And so,
but I guess what I mean is most people, when they have anxiety, you think, oh, I'm just anxious like a billion other people in the world, which again, probably all of us should be talking to someone. But that is enough. What I'm trying to say is that if you feel that, you've already crossed that level. You could benefit from talking to someone.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, anxiety keeps us from being ineffective. And so when you start recognizing that your life is in any way impacted, that's a great time. I mean, think about when you're anxious and you're not breathing properly, or you're anxious so you're cutting people off. There's lots of little things that are red flags that this is affecting you. And once you notice that, time to ask for help.
After I cut you off on 2 of your answers, there we go, Dr. Lott. I think she was looking right at me when she said that. No, I agree. All right, well, Dr. Lott, I think you've convinced me. I'll report back and let you know how it went. But let's, Deanna, if you want to give everyone the information.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get her information up here. If you'd like to see if you are eligible for the Clarity for Charity program, check out Clarity Clinic, ClarityShy.com to apply. All applications must be turned in by midnight on July 15th, so you still have some time.
Yeah.
I think after a day like today, because Felicia, you and I have been talking, it's been another stressful day. We have, like everyone else out there, we got concerns, we got things we got to do, and that's just where it is. I think today is the day for me to.
No, but real talk, I appreciate your question, John, because I was like that, where I know it's good. People say it's good. I just haven't done it. It's been a year, 2 years, 3 years. I just haven't done it. And then I just finally got out of my own way, and my life has certainly changed for the better. I'm still a work in progress, but man,
First step is the hardest.
Yeah, I hope that you have a similar experience, Jonathan.
Okay, all right.
Okay, several communities on the south side of Chicago are experiencing a shortage of food and essential needs. A group of friends noticed what was happening and combined forces to help the residents in the area. With the help from volunteers, they were able to feed 3 different neighborhoods so far.
Okay, snacks. Okay. Well, I thank you guys for coming out today. I really appreciate it. My name is Bibi Jones, and I'm one of the organizers for Feed the Communities on behalf of Run for Prostate Cancer and Inglewood Branded. This is our 3rd installment. The first neighborhood was Inglewood. So we are here on the south side of Chicago in the Woodlawn community, and this is called Feed the Communities Food Drive. So after everything happened with the pandemic and the riots that were going on, we wanted to just give back to the community to give a refresher. A lot of the communities experience food deserts. So, we just wanted to come together, a couple of us who are friends, and decide to just bring our brands together and just, pour back into the community.
Lift up the volunteers who have sacrificed. God knows what, and you know what it is, and you will restore 100.
A lot of people that help us are volunteers. They come out at free will, and they just want to give back. People just really feel like things are going on in the world. How can I give back? How can I do my part?
10,000 photos.
It's really important to me to volunteer, to be involved locally in the different communities. Being born and raised in Chicago, it's important to have a presence in the various communities across the city. I've done this event at 2 different locations in Inglewood and the Gardens, and they were very successful. We just came together as a community. We were unified in volunteering and actually distributing the goods, and it just felt good to see us do good, right? And to be able to do the work and just come together and help each other out.
The donations that we're giving today are mainly from the community, so people who love to see us giving back. And on behalf of that, we have canned goods. We're giving away fresh produce, baby needs, things for like feminine hygiene, things of that nature, and you know, just a lot of love.
So how are you? How are you? Good.
If anyone wants to come out and just help and give, you know, and donate, whether it's monetary or it's food or, you know, or canned goods, anything of that nature, please follow us on social media. That's Run From Prostate Cancer. That's Inglewood branded or Row A Seat 1. We're looking for volunteers all the time, and we're just asking the community just to do their part and help out. So I'm doing this because I love my community, 100%. I want to make for sure that everybody gets what they need. I want to make for sure that they know that we love them in times of, you know, despair, that we care about each other. This is Chicago. You know, even when it gets tough, we are here to support each other no matter what.
No matter what,
that.
they're out there doing it.
You guys,
Yeah, for
there's
sure.
something really, really special about Chicago, and I'm sure we all know it, but it's that sense of community. It's that sense of bringing everyone together, lending a helping hand. I love us.
Yeah. And I should note that the group has another food drive this Sunday in Roseland, and then the following week in Chatham. Of course, you can find more info on their social media.
Hey, I wanted to, before we get to our next guest, I just wanted to jump in with something that the mayor had just announced, I guess you could say. I just saw this come through. That if any bars or restaurants break a single rule this weekend, they're going to be shut down for a long time. Wow. And I know that those words sound empty, but I guess she's going to have a force out to make sure that the bars and the restaurants are following those rules. You might say, what's the difference between that and before? I think it's just stated now, hey, as a warning, because of a lot of the reaction of what people saw at the Wrigleyville bars last week. Okay, in politics, as we approach 2020, boy, the internet is a place where there's a lot of terrible things. Not only bad opinions, but also fake news. And I'm not talking about President Trump's fake news. I'm talking about actual fake news. Joining us now is someone who's part of a team to help make sure that we know what is fake and what isn't. Lily Robertson from factcheck.org. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
I love how fake news became taken over by the president when before then we were actually talking about real fake news stories that helped probably influence the 2016 election. Where do you guys even start with fact checking stuff? Because there's so much information out there.
Yeah, there certainly is. Well, the whole idea of fake news, I mean, you're right. It's actually a phrase we don't even use ourselves anymore. We used to, but then it has just become so confusing about what that means. We tend to say viral misinformation or false stories or fabricated stories, that kind of thing. But part of what we do is to fact check politicians like the president. And another part of what we do is debunking these memes that you'll see on social media, fake websites, or oftentimes it's a satirical news story, supposed to be satire anyway, but it'll get picked up by other websites that don't let readers know that this is supposed to be satire. And people ask us if it's true or not. That's really one of the questions we get most from readers, asking us about viral claims that they've seen on social media.
I'm curious as to what you think about Twitter censoring the president and Facebook saying that they don't want to be that hands-on.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I think the social media companies are still trying to figure out what their role is and, where do they draw the lines and what kind of content do they flag or put a caution on and so forth. And Twitter has taken some steps. I think we described it as dipping a toe in the water to fact checking the president. They didn't call it fact checking. They called it adding context, I believe. But Facebook has decided no, that they won't do that, that they're going to label or put these warnings on speech by different organizations who are not politicians, but politicians they're allowing to say what they want to say on the network. Now, that doesn't change our role, though. We're still going to fact check politicians.
Well, what do you think? Do you think that they should?
I think that what they should do, so if you've ever seen one of these memes flagged in your Facebook news feed, you'll see it kind of grays out the image if it's an image that's been sent around. And then it includes a little note that says, this post has been fact checked or found to be false by independent fact checkers. So if they don't want to do that for politicians, that's fine. But I think a step in between would be adding a related stories line. So underneath a post by the president, they could say related stories and include an article of ours that is fact checking that particular claim by the politician.
I love that, actually.
Yeah, Lori, during this quarantine, I've had a hard time trying to explain to my parents who are spending more time reading articles, looking at their phone, really how to watch out for things like that, right? Because like I've had my dad ask me so many questions, like, is it true? Is it true? And there are times where I'm like, I don't know. Like it's my first time seeing the article. I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, we've been really busy during the pandemic. And it's really been kind of three prongs for us. One, the political claims that we've seen from politicians. And then we've done a lot of science articles. We have a science writer on staff, which has really been incredibly helpful for us to do some real nitty gritty kind of Q&A pieces on the science. And then the third prong is all this stuff you're seeing on social media. A lot of it that we've seen kind of taps into people's fears, so it's claims about false cures or vaccines and that kind of thing. So yeah, it is hard to make sense of all of it. We've tried to encourage people to, so you have our tips here. Yeah, we've kind of encouraged people to be really the first line of defense against the spread of some of this false information. And some of it can be difficult to understand what's real and what's not, but some of it isn't. I mean, a few steps, and I think you can see whether or not a claim that you're finding online is correct or not. And two big things I would say from that list, what's the source? And I think that's something we should all ask if we see statistics or some kind of claim. Well, where did that come from? What's the source? What's the proof? And sometimes these false claims that we find online will give a supposed source, but if you go and look at it, it doesn't actually support the claim. And then the second thing is read beyond the headline. I think a lot of people see a headline and they have a reaction to it and comment or share or move about their day believing this. But oftentimes if you read beyond the headline, there'll be some clues in that story that maybe this isn't quite right. Even a legitimate news story, the headline doesn't capture everything. So I'd really encourage people to do those two things.
I have a very loaded question.
Okay.
I love what you do and I love what everyone else does. Do you have any analysis or sense that the people that post the fake things even care that a fact checker has gone through it and will change their mind?
Well, we know that some people care that we are fact checking these things. And we know that because we and other fact checking organizations do have a relationship with Facebook. And this is another thing I'll tell people: when you're on Facebook, if you see a false post, you can hit those little three dots in the corner and report the post and say you think it's false news. And those things that are flagged come to our attention and the attention of other fact checking organizations. So if a website, say, publishes various things and they get fact checked and flagged by fact checkers as being false, they do get punished by Facebook. Facebook will take away their ability to advertise for a certain period of time. They'll lower their post in people's news feeds, and they're definitely not happy about that. And we do get requests from some of these groups to please change your rating. And we've had groups, we've found a headline to be false, and we've written about it, and they'll change the headline. They'll essentially make a correction and then ask us, okay, we made the correction. Can you lower your rating now? Because they don't want the sort of, adverse reactions from Facebook.
Yeah, and I wasn't trying to say that you, because like obviously you're doing important work, and when I sometimes send people over to factcheck.org or wherever whatever fact checker, because the Post does some, and there's obviously Snopes out there too. They fall into two categories: people that genuinely did not understand that it was a fake article or a meme, and then they go, okay. But there are some people out there that would consider what you guys do as part of fake news, quote unquote. Do you ever hear that or no?
So you think? Are you saying that they believe that what we're reporting is not the truth?
Yes, I will hear that you are part of the liberal media, and that even articles or things that you guys do. I'm not trying to diminish what you're doing, because it certainly is working in some senses. I just wondered if you had heard any of that too.
Oh, we certainly get criticism when we write stories claiming that we're for one side or the other. Right. We definitely get criticism from the opposite side when we write stories about Democratic politicians, for instance. So I would just encourage people to read the story we wrote, and what is wrong with it? Is there a factual error? We want to correct that. Please tell us what it is.
Yeah.
What do you think about people consuming other news? That's something that I'm always trying to push and advocate for, just in my close personal circle. Like, see what conservative media is reporting, see what liberal media is reporting, what's in the middle. All of it has potential to be correct depending on how you're looking at the story. How can we get more people to consume different kinds of news?
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about that, people being in their bubbles, right?
Yes. And social media doesn't help with that either, because we have our algorithm. So now you're only seeing like-minded people posting like-minded articles.
Yeah, sure. Well, you could like pages of different media organizations, but obviously you have to take that upon yourself. I think it's one of our tips also in kind of debunking false news is to check your biases. And so think about if you see a headline or a story and you're automatically appalled or outraged, just take a minute and stop and think about, what does this story really say? Read beyond the headline again. And are you having that reaction because you're kind of predisposed to like or not like that particular politician? And consuming different types of media, I think would be a good way to do that.
I think you brought up a really great point too, that you guys obviously fact check Democrats too. So the next person that tells me that it's a left-wing thing, I can just send them a few articles of the way that you guys have probably fact checked President Obama, Vice President Biden over time too. I think that'll help out a little bit going through 2020.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Lori. We really appreciate you stopping on by.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Visit factcheck.org. Check them out on Twitter and Facebook at factcheck.org. Great stuff there. Really, it's an awesome site. They do an awesome job.
Yeah, really, really cool. All right, everyone, let's get our next guest in here. We have the multi-talented Gabriela Carrillo. She's an actress, singer, songwriter, and YouTuber, and she just released her new single, Audrey. Hey, Lady Love, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, I'm great. How are you?
Good.
You are shining in this yellow.
I know.
Yes. Love it.
Gabriela, so tell us how quarantine has been, how you had the energy to kind of put out this single.
Yeah, it's been kind of a roller coaster. I think the first couple of months and weeks, everybody was really just adjusting to this new way of life. This was an addition. I cut my bangs. So, I had very different ways of sort of coping with the strange change, but I had to kind of find the motivation within myself to say, okay, the creativity doesn't have to stop. The music doesn't have to stop. And what was wonderful is I already had my single Audrey. It was pretty much ready to go. And so I sort of just had to pull the trigger and be like, all right, I might not be able to do the photo shoot that I wanted to do for the album cover, but I'll do it myself. So I did a photo shoot here at home on my couch over there. I did all the graphic design for the single and I just put it out. I was ready to put it out. So that's something that I was proud to do during this time.
Yeah. You are doing so much. I mean, we just said actress, singer, songwriter, YouTuber. I mean, what do you lean more towards, or what feels more natural right now?
Right now, definitely, I'm really grateful for my YouTube channel as a platform to connect with other people, to stay creative, and to kind of focus on. I mean, privately, I do my own healing, and I'm kind of working through this time. But then, because of my YouTube channel, I have opportunities to bring fun and optimism to other people. So it kind of gives me inspiration to do fun videos or go do a vlog where I, do something crazy, cut my bangs, whatever. And then before quarantine, I was really, really into theater. I'm a theater performer, among other things. But yeah, I mean, my last job before quarantine was playing Elsa in the Frozen show at Disneyland. So that was pretty magical, and it was kind of a bummer to have to walk away from that. But it really depends on the time. I'm really kind of a Jane of all trades, and I'm starting to just accept that's how I roll.
I imagine you miss performing in front of people, which is probably why, even going to thrift stores that are opening up in LA is important to you, because there's nothing like that.
Yeah, it really is. Even in front of the camera on my YouTube channel, it's different, that interaction. And that's the one thing that I really love about theater, because I've also done, film acting and things like that. But theater, you just get that live energy, and there really is nothing like it. So yeah, I mean, I took a little trip and I ventured to a thrift store because I had this idea of, all right, I was very safe. And I'm like, what can I find at the thrift store? I can put together a fun video of outfits that hopefully once we're done with this, that I can enjoy and wear in the real world. And that's something that will maybe inspire other people to put outfits together while they're home and do something creative. But yeah, I really, really miss performing.
Mm-hmm. Off of that creativity, tell us about the song. What is it about? Why did you pick that name?
Yeah, the song was written a couple summers ago, and it's called Audrey. And it's about sort of the naivete of a lot of young people moving here to LA. So I'm not originally from LA. I'm from Chicago, or the suburbs. So Chicago people don't kill me. But
that's okay. Wait, which suburb?
I'm from Palatine, Palos Park, and then Palatine. Yeah. So yeah, it's sort of about that dream that a lot of young women have coming to LA. And unfortunately, if you want to get involved in entertainment out here, a lot of people talk about it. There are some sharks. And so it's sort of about coming to terms with the fact that pursuing your dream might not look the way that you thought it would. And moving to Hollywood doesn't just guarantee fame. And but a lot of people move out here with that old Hollywood idea that they just want to be Audrey. And so that's what the song is about, about a young woman confronting that this is not what she thought it would be. And I just came here, I just want to be Audrey. Yeah. So.
Excuse me if I missed it, but you're also working on a fragrance?
I'm introducing fragrance to my YouTube channel. So that's been a new thing. So I try to keep it pretty diverse on my YouTube channel. I started out, what really made my channel kind of blow up was astrology, which is just something I enjoy talking about with my friends. And someone at the time was like, why don't you make a video about it? And so that's what really brought a lot of people to my channel. But I, especially during this time, since I've had so much time to dedicate to my channel, I was like, I want to show people how diverse of a person I am, really, in all these interests. And so one of my big passions and interests is fragrance. And so I've brought a lot of fragrance videos over to my channel, as well as videos about mental health and self-care. I just uploaded my first video in Spanish. So I'm really trying to diversify my channel, and it's been really fun.
Mm-hmm. Now that you said self-care, I'm really interested because you kind of explained it saying, I do it, to myself. I learned kind of the process that I have to go through. Walk me through that, because I'm interested in getting started. I just don't necessarily know how.
Yeah, well, one thing I noticed is that during this time, a lot of my coping mechanisms that were coping mechanisms, but maybe not very enriching for my life, were not accessible to me anymore. People might find I can't go out to the club anymore when I feel sad. I can't go see that person that might not be good for me, but I hang out with them because it's something to do. A lot of those coping mechanisms have been kind of cut off in this time, which is sort of a blessing. And another thing about self-care is it's half fun and half, I look at it as me taking care of my future self. So yesterday I woke up and I was like, all right, the dishes are up to the ceiling. I have laundry up to the ceiling. That's going to be my self-care for the day. I don't really want to do it, but I need to get the dishes out of the sink. It's been days. And this evening, I'm going to feel great when I can light a candle and like have a glass of wine and cook in my kitchen and not have a sink full of dishes. So some of those things are simply self-care, and other things are just listening to my body and knowing that today's not the day to do an intense workout. Maybe let's go walk down the street and pick up some bubble tea, which is something I've been doing. You know, it's just listening to your body. A lot on social media, people kind of want to talk about what you should be doing, and you should come out of this looking better than ever and feeling better than ever. And I don't, you know, there's no blueprint to how to get through this. And so it really is just about connecting with yourself and being honest with what you need at the time.
Yeah, I love that you talk about giving yourself grace. I can completely relate to that. Doing a YouTube channel, that's not an easy thing.
No.
No.
I've done a couple of videos. I think people will be shocked how much production goes into it to make it pop, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
John's overwhelmed just thinking about it.
I can barely handle a Zoom call. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, it took years for me to sort of learn the programs, the editing programs, and you know, there are so many aspects to it, because on one hand, you got to get that pep up and be that like optimistic person in front of the camera, and also have your ideas. And then there comes the editing process, which for some videos is hours. And so it really is different little parts of your personality, creative, logical, branding even. So it's yeah, I never expected when I started my channel to sort of make it part of my career, but now it is. And it's a blast, but it definitely is a lot of commitment.
Do you struggle between wanting to feed the beast, like giving more content, but also making sure that it reaches a certain level that you're happy with it? I mean, that's the hard part, especially when you're getting started. But as you progress, you want to keep your brand strong, but like you gotta give them content.
Yeah, that's totally something that I've been working through in the past year. I would say after a lot of my astrology videos blew up, I felt like a lot of my viewers really enjoyed those videos, but I wanted them to know more of my personality. I don't even brand myself as a professional astrologer. I'm not someone who ever had the aspiration to like do readings professionally or anything. I enjoy the sort of learning about other people's social aspect of it. And so on one hand, yeah, when I make videos that are not about astrology or videos that are not super flashy, yeah, they get less views. But at this point, that's sort of actually a self-care thing for me, because when I start creating content that makes me tired, or to a certain point, it's a little bit like redundant, that's not what I want to bring to my channel. I notice in videos where I feel like I have to make anything, my personality is a little off. So I'm sort of accepting that certain topics might not be of interest to some people, but you know, I'm a part of my channel, and it's all about really making things that I truly want to make, because I think you can sense that in some YouTubers. Unfortunately, like you said, they get caught up in needing to push out content, but you can see that maybe they're unhappy making it, or there's something off there.
Yeah, absolutely. What's that journey been like for you, switching languages? I know that for some people it might be a little difficult. You find yourself speaking Spanish in the wrong scenarios. You're like, oh wait, no one understands me. What's it been like?
Yeah, it's been interesting. You know, my dad's from Mexico. He's an immigrant from Mexico City. And so, and my mom is American. So I grew up hearing Spanish, but I was sort of 50-50 Spanish English. And so because I went to school in English and all my friends spoke English, my Spanish never got to the level that I ideally wanted it to be. So now as an adult, I'm taking matters into my own hands, and I really, really want to get to that high level of fluency. And so making my recent video in Spanish was kind of vulnerable for me, because I proudly identify as Latina. I speak Spanish and do funny videos on my Instagram, but I never had put out a video of me speaking only to myself for 30 minutes. I make a lot of grammatical errors. I'm searching for words, because it was a makeup video. It's like certain words I've never used the word for concealer. Right. I'm like, I don't know that word. So, but what's amazing is all of the comments are flooded with, great job, you sound great. Or even like, I'm a Spanish student too. This helped me to watch this. So it's been great. And even apps like TikTok, watching TikToks in Spanish, as weird as that sounds, has really improved my my ability to access sort of the words that I want to use. And so I'm just trying every day to keep getting up to that level that I want to be at.
Yeah. Before we go, let me just say you did a good job on your bangs, okay? Because
thank you.
Bangs are a touchy subject. It can go well or not so well. I know from experience.
Yes. Yeah. I am. Yeah. I'm like, I might save money in the future just not going to the hairdresser, but probably hairdressers are like, girl, I can tell you cut those yourself, but it's fine. I'm happy.
It looks good for our Zoom call.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes,
information up here so we can follow your journey, follow all the other videos that you plan on making, music. There you have Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Gabriela Carrillo. Thank you so much, lady.
All right, guys, let's get into sports in 60-ish here. So the Chicago Fire, right? So Major League Soccer is doing like a tournament style, kind of like a World Cup style sort of thing in Orlando, Florida, which weeks ago seemed like the best place on earth to have a soccer tournament. Now, not so much, as Florida announced 10,000 new cases today. Regardless, the soccer team is there. They woke up there this morning. They flew out, back in the tournament. They're out there. They're training. This is their arrival. We got some video from the Fire. And it's good news, but like there's other teams out there, like Dallas has 6 people that have been infected with COVID-19. Nashville also as well. With only 19 players that haven't tested positive, Dallas's match, which is supposed to be in a couple days, might be getting pushed back. So there's no plans yet to cancel the tournament as they, continue to test everyone. But, the Fire was tested immediately. It looks like everyone's okay. But you got to have other teams to play against for these tournaments. And it just goes to show that until sports happens, I don't know if it's happening, right? Like they're almost going to play, but...
Right. And look, I dated a couple soccer players, and let me tell you, those guys are attached to the hip. So if one guy's sick, we got the whole team sick, okay? So that needs to get under control. What, Felicia?
Let's just go back. The soccer players, were they professional? Which teams did they play for? And how long did you date?
Yes. What were their names?
The $1 million soccer players?
College. Which one are we talking?
Oh, okay. I'm like, are these the $1 million soccer players or the bench warmers?
I know a couple, but we've never dated the pros. We never dated.
John's like, how did you bring girl talk to sports?
No, I'm all here for it, especially since she was texting Chris Red earlier, and I was wondering how that happened. So,
by the way, he texted me back. If you want to know,
that just adds further intrigue.
Yeah.
Are you talking about DMs or are you talking about texting? Okay, I'm just saying. As soon as you said that, I was like, I texted Felicia. I'm like, why is this girl texting Chris Red?
You got some more sports stories.
Yes, I did. The Washington Redskins which I hate to even say that name, so I should have said the Washington football team, faces renewed pressure to change their nickname. But this time protesters, they've been really obviously going after the owner of the team to do this, but which I think is very smart. Anytime you want to try and pressure someone to change, you go after the purse. And they are going after advertisers right now. Nike, FedEx, PepsiCo, all receiving letters signed by 87 investment firms and shareholders worth a combined $620 billion, asking companies to sever ties with Washington's team unless they change their very controversial name. Of course, there's been a lot of pressure. And this is what we talk about when a rising tide rises all boats.
Yep.
Obviously, this is coming on the heels of the George Floyd stuff. And of course, our focus is on helping Black Americans, and that's where it should be. But it's also important while we're doing that to also continue to put pressure on places that with Native American name mascot people that do things with them. And then obviously the LGBT community. So we're seeing a wave in this sort of stuff. And I think it's smart to go after advertisers.
Yeah, I mean, you can care about more than one issue at a time, to your point, John. But I'm actually kind of tired the fact that this keeps coming up and we don't have any ground that's been covered with this. It just continues to be a conversation. So you got to put some action behind it and make some folks uncomfortable if you want to see some change. And to the point of equality and seeing representation in a community, if a community is saying that this is not okay and that this is offensive and I'm offended by it, we can't keep saying, oh, it's tradition or it's always been this way or why change. I think we have to start listening to these communities and following what they're saying they need in order for this to be a country that all of us can thrive in.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, everyone. I want to get your opinion on this. Check this out. Vanilla Ice plans to perform a 4th of July show in Texas despite surging COVID-19 cases. And go.
Okay, so here's the thing. If I am to get COVID for stupidly going to a concert, it had better be Beyonce. It had better
Right,
be Billy
right.
Joel. It better be something
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, well,
Michael
I know I
Jackson
got,
better be performing.
yeah, I know I'm in my deathbed here on a ventilator, but at least I saw Vanilla Ice.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is not good because you know people are going to go out there and you know they're.
And this is why it's on state governments to solve this stuff because people want to do it. I don't blame people. We're all stuck inside. We all want to go outside and enjoy it. And then you think, well, if they're allowing the concert to happen, it's got to be safe, right? And in Texas?
No, well, we already know Texas operates as its own country anyway. But so, I mean, you know, we obviously need the leaders there to engage and to step in and help regulate some of this. But we say like a lot of people are going. However, look what just happened with President Trump. We thought it would be a lot more people, and we know his base is strong. They didn't show up like that. I'm very curious of what's going to happen because President Trump planned another event, fireworks in, I think it's South Dakota they're supposed to be in this.
Yeah, I think they're doing a Mount Rushmore, yeah.
With no mask and no tests. So we'll see how many people show up.
What was interesting for that President Trump rally, the group, the K-pop group, what's the group's name? I don't know the group's name. Anyway, they had
BTS
this thing. Yes, they had put this thing on TikTok where they had people sign up, like teens sign up to be part of the rally, and then they just didn't show up. That was like a big story as to why not a lot of people were able to get tickets in the first place because of all of that stuff. Not to say that it didn't happen because people were scared of getting COVID, but it was like also an initiative on their side too.
All right. Well, something you can do from the safety of your own home is watch Chicago Food to Go. Okay.
Yeah.
Saturdays at 11 a.m., Sundays at 9:30 p.m. It's a tour de force of restaurants across the city, videos created by everyday Chicagoans and suburban folk as they go about the area and pick out their favorite places to eat. It's really fun to see where people like to eat and indulge in and how many tacos they order for just 2 people. Get a glimpse into people's terrible food decisions every weekday. No, I just kidding. Every weekend, 11 a.m. on Saturday, Sunday, 9:30 p.m. I love hosting this show. It's so much fun and it's a great show. So check it out.
Yeah. Oh, and we got some good news, you guys. Some good news that deserves a little dance. Yeah. That's because City One Price Cleaners, they've updated us. You know, they are known for helping the Chicago community. And its latest endeavor was to help first responders during the pandemic. So we just learned that City One Price cleaned nearly 52,000 pounds of laundry for almost 1,500 healthcare workers and first responders. All of it was cleaned for free. We talked about it so much here on the Jam. And so it just feels good to know that a lot of people were helped with this initiative and the community has come together. Those are some incredible numbers there.
That is awesome. And we talked about it when we were encouraging people to do it, was that just to give a first responder a chance to have a day off when they get a day off, to have 12 hours when they have 12 hours off, and let someone else take care of something like that is awesome. I'm just doing some math here, by the way.
While you do your math, it's hard enough, you know, to do your housework and stuff when you're not battling a pandemic on the front line.
That's the weight of 21 cars, average of 21 cars. That's how much laundry they did for free. That's incredible.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Okay, guys, we are pumped. It is time to play another game. I don't know if you can tell. We are a little slap happy. We are slap happy.
That's because it's Friday. We're at the weekend. It took a long time for us to get here. 4 whole days.
I know it's Friday-ish, and that means we're gonna bring in Krista Green. And how you doing, Boo Boo?
Hey guys, yeah, happy Friday-ish.
Yeah.
Feels like a Friday.
Hey.
I'm glad we're off tomorrow because Krista's heading down to the Vanilla Ice concert, so we're giving her an extra day to get there.
You know that that's the concert I'm going to, Vanilla Ice. If I'm gonna do it, it's for Beyonce.
That's what I said.
I know.
Oh, you guys are my people. You guys are my people. But you don't have to do that.
All right, guys.
Watch Homecoming on Netflix.
Right.
On Netflix.
There you go. Okay, guys. So today it's Thursday. I know we said it's Friday-ish. No, it's Thursday. So it's Truth or Dare Thursday. And I've got a little rule for you today. Because I am hosting and I'm usually the go-to for the dares, I'm going to make all of you choose one truth and one dare.
Krista, I'm so tired, girl. It has been a day.
I'll be nice. I'll be nice.
All right, but keep in mind, I'm
Thank
tethered to the room.
Right. You just wipe me
You
out.
could be tethered to the room.
Okay.
You could be tethered to the room and still complete these dares. Trust me.
Perfect.
Let me unplug my computer, make sure it's not. Let me see. If you're gonna make
If you ask me to moon the computer, I'm going to do it. So don't even try and.
Well, maybe I'll change some dares. All right, who wants to start?
I'll go.
want to start.
Okay. Felicia, it is. Felicia, do you want to start with your truth or do you want to start with your dare?
Girl, it don't matter. Give me the truth. Give me the truth.
Okay.
You can't handle the truth.
Truth. All right, Felicia, what prank would you play on your boss if you could get away with it?
Oh, a prank. So, like, what do you mean get away with it?
Like Ding Dong Ditch would be a prank.
She wouldn't know it was you. You wouldn't get in trouble.
I would totally call her up and like start some mess over the phone or something. Like I'm trying to deliver something, or like I'm a telemarketer or a bill collector. There we go, a bill collector. I would call her up and pretend to be a bill collector and be like, "No, you got to run this money. We need this money, or we're repossessing your car. We're outside right now, and your car is about to get towed away."
I'm going to answer that one too.
I have a good one too.
Okay, yes. So I would find a way to get all the delivery companies, or the Grubhub, the DoorDash, and every individual restaurant in the North Side to call her house and tell her that she's out of the delivery range for them, because I know that she hates cooking. So that's
man. So the one restaurant did that to me. I was 1 block out of the delivery lane. You should have seen me on the phone trying to haggle. It didn't work.
Well, I could see our boss haggling. So.
You guys know she sometimes forgets her phone. So I would go in and change all the clocks in the newsroom. So
yes. That's a good one.
Oh, that would be so
them
mean.
to noon so we can get off early.
Time is so important in this industry. Okay.
Yeah, not anymore.
John, you want to go next?
Yeah, I'll
John,
go.
your truth or dare first.
I'll do my dare.
Oh, yes, John. Yes. All right. I need you to call the third person on your contact list and say, "I think I got a fart," and then hang up.
I think I got a fart?
Yeah, but it doesn't sound that hard, but who's the third person on your contact list? And
you mean like alphabetically or no?
Yeah, alphabetically. What
hold it up. Hold it up so we can see.
Okay. Third contact alphabetically?
Hope
it's Sophia. Our boss.
Okay,
that's our executive producer. Call her.
Tell her we're live on air. I just wanted to let you know I need a fart. Watch her not answer. Did she block you?
Oh, she says she's on a call.
Oh, classic story.
Let's go on. I'll try and find another. I'll go 3 more down.
All right, that would have been really good.
That was good.
She is a busy woman.
You gotta be
it's
careful.
all right.
You don't want to be calling any exes or anything during this.
Right. See?
Especially saying that.
Yeah.
All right, D, what do you want first? Truth or dare?
Let's do dare.
Let's do the dare. All right, Deanna, I dare you to DM your favorite celebrity and tell them you think you have what it takes to win the Oscars.
Oh,
let me get Drake.
Oh, her favorite.
You'll probably just.
She was just talking to Chris Red today.
Yes. Yeah. You don't get to text him.
Chris Red. Maybe just text him.
Text him. He's gonna think she's so crazy.
All right. So no, who are you gonna message?
I mean, I don't know. I was gonna do a Drake, but you guys want me to do Chris, I guess.
Oh no. Do Drake.
Do
Have
Drake.
you ever DM'd Drake before? Have you been successful?
Let's see.
He probably doesn't even
Probably
have messaging.
I think I have, but I don't remember what I messaged him.
Let me see. I doubt he has messaging.
No, I've tagged him in multiple
You
stories.
tag him a lot.
Yeah.
All right, well, get that DM ready to
What
go.
do I have to say?
You have to make your case for why you could win an Oscar. And if you want, make it an Emmy. Make it realistic.
Wait,
then maybe he'll be intrigued.
What's Drake's
Look into
Instagram?
you.
Champagne Papi.
Oh, yeah, I knew that.
Felicia, are you doing it too?
I'm trying to see. Oh, he does have direct message. You can DM him.
Slide in there, girl.
Wow, I'm gonna do it too. I'm trying to get on here.
That does not count as your dare. Don't think that you can take this dare too.
It's okay. If I hear from Drake, it's all a plus for us all.
Okay, so I just say, hi, Audrey. This is Deanna from Chicago. I just want to say that I have what it takes to win an Emmy.
No, that Drake has.
If that's what you want to tell Drake, I mean, you could spice it up.
Okay, let's see. I just want to say that.
All right. Well, while they're busy,
Yeah,
John.
I put, we're ready for you in Chicago. Come on the damn TV show.
There you go.
Yes.
Said.
Go, Felicia.
I didn't think
Drop
he
our
would have
name.
his messages. If I was a big celebrity like that, I would not have my messages turned on. You
Girl,
can't.
nobody's DMing him except me.
All right, Felicia's up next, right?
All right. Yeah, Felicia, you're next. That was not your dare. So you already did a truth, right?
We're out of time.
Nope, she got to do a dare.
I think we got 5 more minutes. All right, Felicia, here's your dare. You ready?
Okay, just make sure we got enough time for John's.
We got it. Don't you worry. Take a selfie right now and post it to Instagram with the caption, "Don't hate the player, hate the game."
Oh, I'm gonna put player. Hold on, because I want y'all to smile for it too.
All right.
Oh, we're gonna get in it. That wasn't part of the rules. You need to have the good light, though.
Oh yeah. Okay, let me get me, and then I'll get y'all.
I was so ready.
Oh my God. I'm glad she got that one because I don't have my selfie camera doesn't work right now.
Okay, here we go. Smile, everybody. 1, 2, 3. You look so cute, John. Oh, Krista, I didn't.
Oh gosh.
It's okay.
All right, Krista, I got.
Okay,
I got you.
All right, John. Is it time for your truth?
I sent my message.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll come to you next, Deanna. All right, John. Who on this Zoom right now do you think would be the worst person to date and why?
Well, you all don't. Well, I'm glad it's like this.
Stop my video.
Deanna's gone. No, it's good that you're all women because that makes this a very I'm not biased by that sense. I would say Krista because I think she's so fantastic that all the other guys would be going for her and I'd be jealous the whole time.
They're not going for us.
No, they are going for you guys too. I don't know how to answer that. I got reasons why I wouldn't date all y'all, so you want to just go down the line?
Yeah, let's go through those reasons.
Felicia, because I can't afford her.
Oh, John, I'm
and
blushing
Deanna,
over here.
Felicia, because I can't afford her, and Deanna, because she's out of my age range. So
leave it to John to find. Leave it to John to find a way to spin, a bad question and somehow compliment all of us.
He's a shady politician, that John.
Right.
Yeah, right. All right, D, is it time for your truth?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. The
Hold on,
question is.
Let me see if Drake responded.
Go ahead.
Check on Drake. The question is, Deanna, how often do you wash your undergarments? Be honest.
Oh, that's like an easy question. Every day. Because
you use it once and
you do laundry every day?
Yeah. Like, do I do my entire laundry?
I don't know.
Do you have on fresh underwear every
Yes, girl, because I worked out this morning and I was so sweaty I had to shower and change.
Yeah, that's today. What about yesterday?
I work out every day in the morning, every weekday. And on weekends, I shower in the evening if you guys want to know.
Well, if you thought this was fun, Krista, other people can play too, right?
Yeah. We want you guys to jump in. So everyone watching right now, come hop over to Instagram. We're going to be doing Truth or Dare. We're going to continue this Thursday fun, this Friday-ish fun on our Instagram Live. So come on over.
That's right.
Come on over, baby.
Come on over. Come on over, baby. Come on over.
Don't forget the promos. Don't forget the promos.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. We're still working.
Do job hunt, Felicia.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't even know where I'm at in the script, to be honest. Hey guys, make sure you check out Job Hunt Chicago Saturdays, 10:30 in the morning on the U and 11:30 in the morning on CW26. You guys, jobhuntchicago.com. You can look there for all the other information, all the job postings. And you can, of course, go there if you know someone that's hiring or if you've heard of a position, you heard through the grapevine, you have a friend, you saw it on Facebook. Let us know about it because we want to connect all these wonderful Chicagoans and friends in Northwest Indiana to these amazing opportunities.
That's right. Guess what? We are not here live tomorrow, but you can catch us back here live on Monday. We got news at 9, fun at 11 and 2. D, what do we got?
That's right. You know him from his appearances on Jane the Virgin and most recent Apple TV's Ghost Rider. Actor Andres Mejia Vallejo will talk about a new project that's dropping just in time for summer, Monday at 2:30 p.m.
Everyone, really be safe out there this weekend. Enjoy it. Hope you have a great 4th. I know we have a 4th of July little fun video we're going to have posted here soon, too. So look out for that. Otherwise, have a great weekend, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.